Here's what you need to eat postpartum to encourage recovery and milk production. So if you saw my other video about nutrition during pregnancy, this one is going to be a little bit different because I focused on mineral content because it's been linked to postpartum depression. So we want to kind of prevent that. But now if we're already in postpartum, we've already focused on getting our minerals in a really good place. Here's what you want to focus on next. For postpartum, what we really want is a lot of hydration and a lot of easily digestible foods. We want things like soups and stews and broths, things that are going to be really gentle and simple for our bodies to digest. We don't want to give our bodies the hard task of having to break down these really elaborate meals. And we don't want to eat things like just salads. They're not as nutrient dense as we think they are. And they're cold, right? We want really warm, nutritious food. The demand on our body is already so high to heal and to stay up with a newborn and to produce milk. So we want to just make sure that our body is given fuel without too much to do. Now, nutrition is also super important for our babies because if we are nursing, then there are certain things that sometimes we have to avoid, like dairy. Let me give you a tip on dairy. The thing is that the milk you're going to find in the grocery store is going to be ultra pasteurized, meaning that they heat it to a really high temperature to kill off the bad bacteria. They don't want any liability. But the thing is that when you kill off bad bacteria, you also kill off good bacteria. So you're really just left with this white liquid that really doesn't have the nutritional value that it once did. So if you have access to a farm where you can get raw milk, that's going to be 10 times better, and more than likely your baby will not have a typical dairy reaction to it if you're nursing. The same goes for things like beans and lentils. A lot of time they're contraindicated in pregnancy and postpartum because they give you gas, but they tend to give you less gas if you make them from scratch. So if you're following like the traditional way of making them instead of making them canned or buying them already prepared, then you have a better chance of it not having that effect on you, and they can actually really help with your healing. I do recommend nuts. I don't recommend seeds. We're not birds. Simply put, we're not birds. There's a way to eat seeds, but it involves soaking. It involves, I encourage you to look at indigenous practices and how they treat specific seeds and how they process them to really understand how they should be eaten. Otherwise, your body's not really digesting them. Sorry. I'll be making some recipe videos soon, I promise. Gonna make some bone broth, gonna make some soups, gonna make some stews, gonna make all the things. So stay tuned to make sure you follow.